Hi, this is Crime and Partner. Welcome back to Let's Play Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Now, you may have noticed in my last video that I was kind of rushing it at the end. Well, I ended that video at 10:58, and if I had made that video 2 seconds longer, it would have gotten rejected, so I needed to kind of rush it. Anyway, let's go ahead and I'm going to go and briefly explain what happened in that last video at the very end. Now, beforehand, there was a little wooden platform thing here, and I hit the switch. Then the big skeleton ape man dropped here and threw his explosive barrel, and it broke the wooden planks. I proceeded to kill him, and there is also a note about something, a sound happening somewhere else. There was also a shield here. What we can get from that is apparently the skeleton ape's barrels can break the wooden planks. Now, if you remember, there was one more area that had the wooden platform. So you want to bet $5 that there's a skeleton ape over there now? Okay, with that out of the way, let me go ahead and show you that shield too. It was the Herald shield. It's got the same defense. It's got a nifty ability though, that whenever you block with it, you actually get a heart. I'm also going to show you the shield rod effect with it. You get a half-naked woman. What she'll do is give you resistance to fire and thunder. Not a half bad ability, really. Alright, with that out of the way, we're going to go ahead and get started. Now, I do need to get one other item I missed here earlier. Accessory called Secret Boots. If you equip them, what it'll do is it'll increase, it'll stretch Alucard's sprite and make him a tiny bit taller. If anything else going to do is probably just make him an easier target to hit, so yeah, you don't want to use that. Not unless you like your vampires taller for whatever crazy reason. Yep. And there was our skeleton ape man. So we're gonna go back in here this way to make sure we reset the room. There he is. Okay, now we want to be careful. We don't want the sword familiar to kill him. So you have a couple options. You know, do your best to keep him on the end of the screen, or if you're very paranoid, and probably the safer approach is just turn off the sword familiar. You know, go to your relics and off. But we're doing okay so far. He's almost here. Throw it. Yes. With that out of the way, we get a heart max up and the life max up. And we can go down now. We are now in the abandoned mine with very spooky music. Quite a change of pace from that nice track before. And we find a save point, but we're not going to go to a save point. We are going to go in the dog's mouth. And here we fight a boss. We fight Cerberus, the three-headed dog. Not much. He'll shoot with 2 fireballs, and then he'll shoot a chain of fireballs, and all you gotta do is just duck and just beat on him. And that's it. Doesn't take a single bit of damage. Random fact, I think Cerberus is either from Greek or Roman mythology, one of the two, but anyway, he's the gateway to the underworld. After you cross the river Styx from the ferryman, when you die, you will find him waiting for you. Alright, now there's a switch there, but obviously I cannot reach it. But we'll move on. We'll find a way to hit that switch later. We're gonna go left here, and there's a lot of little fire and a little goblin man that apparently is making it all. You probably want to at least try and kill the fires or to a manageable level while you work on getting to that goblin, because it can get kind of out of hand and then it's kind of ridiculous trying to move around. And here we find the demon card. Now this will summon the demon familiar, which is probably my favorite of the bunch. This thing's fairly aggressive. It'll get more aggressive as it starts to gain levels. Also, as it starts gaining levels, it'll start using elemental attacks. It'll start off with the fire spear, which is obviously fire, and then as it continues to gain levels, it'll gain an ice spear, it'll gain thunder spear, and then its most powerful attack is lightning spear. Lightning spear has a ridiculous range and covers the end of the screen. It's very nice. And as you can see, there was another teleporter room over there that I just wanted to go ahead and show you guys. But yeah, I very much like the Demon Familiar, especially at later levels once he starts getting his versatility going. One other thing I did not mention about the Demon Familiar is he's a very curious little fellow.
A switch. Why don't I press it and see?
Yes, why don't you press it and see? And doing so, he opened up a passage for us. So we will go this way. And I happen to not be standing in a very good place. Yeah, those little vine things that pop out of the ground, they kind of pop out randomly anywhere, so it's just kind of hit or miss whether you happen to be standing where one will. Here's the Ring of Ares. This ring will give you 24 strength and 24 attack at a cost of 24 defense. So, I mean, if you're the kind of person that really likes to do that extra bit of damage and is probably good about not getting hit, it might be worth it to you. In my case, yeah, that's okay. I'm gonna pass. Barley tea and Power of Sire. Power of Sire is another one of those disposable items. You know, you'll equip it and you'll use it, and then that's it. But it's actually probably the most powerful in the game of the ones available to you. What it'll do is it'll hit 5 times to all the enemies on the screen with a little silhouette portrait thing of Dracula. Actually, it looks more like the actual historical Vlad Tepes. But it's very powerful, and I think there's only 3 in the game. So, I mean, if you're going to use it, don't waste it. Make it count. Okay, with that out of the way, we're going to continue going down now. Yeah, we're just going to ignore her. Ooh, but we're not going to ignore the shiitake mushrooms. Not like it really matters, but hey, I like shiitake mushrooms, so. Over here we find a very useless karma coin and a combat knife. I will not be touching those. And we're already out of the abandoned mine. It's a very short area. Now we are in the catacombs, and I do not want the axe. Here we find a save point, but you'll actually notice over here you can go through the other side. This is, I think, the only save point you can do this in. Over here we find the Bloodstone. Now, what the Bloodstone does is when you use your Dark Metamorphosis spell, it'll increase its effects, double it. Now, what's Dark Metamorphosis, you ask? Well, I never showed you because I frankly don't like it that much. What you do is you have to do back up, forward, and hit your attack button. So basically you're doing a half circle backward, and what you'll get is this. Wow. I'm working on it here. Okay, this is getting kind of ridiculous. I had no problems doing this before.
Dark Metamorphosis!
Okay, I finally did it. I feel very embarrassed. I was able to pull this off over and over earlier. Anyway, what it does is it will make, it'll give you a little red glow. While you're glowing, if you damage any kind of enemy that bleeds and you get the blood on you, you will gain 8 health. Now, again, the enemy has to bleed. There's not a whole lot of enemies that bleed because most of them are either like skeletons, which obviously have no blood, or they are monsters that explode. But also something to note is weapons like this, they will not cause monsters to bleed. They are blunt weapons and they will crush. You need a weapon that is pointy, like a sword. Also, daggers and the axe will cause monsters to bleed as well. Alright, just to show it. If you look, see, there's the spell right there. The one I could not get to work for the life of me. Anyway, with that said, we're going to go ahead and stop here. In the next video, we will continue exploring the catacombs. This is Crime and Partner. Thank you for watching. See you next crime.